Welcome everyone to the ADHD Gamer.
ADHD gamer. That was lame.
That was. We gotta get better at this whole intro thing. Our intro
Oh,
game
we
is
got
very weak.
we got beard shake.
Oh, beard shake,
Beard shaking.
Adam. Yeah, just rub it, Adam. Just rub
Yeah,
it.
just rub it.
Stimulate the growth.
Stimulate, stimulate the growth.
One of these days. Dude, I've been trying to be a real boy for fucking years. It's never gonna happen.
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying. It's not working either.
Yeah, well, you're a dick. That's why.
Adam, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Me and Jonathan definitely talked last week and said you wouldn't come back.
I heard.
I'm over here like, oh man, I really want him to come back. No, I don't think he's gonna come back. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I had said it. I was like, I think he's bad because I texted him about the show being up and he just looked at it.
I forget what I was doing that day. I think it might have been the day I was at my parents in the pool, but
What's more, Adam? What's more important here?
Yeah,
more
I was about to say, think,
What's more important here?
find your priorities, Adam. Jesus.
Oh, this pumpkin spice is amazing.
Yeah, you're totally straight.
I am. Thank you. Dude, I love pumpkin spice. Anyway,
Okay, sure, yeah. Good
It's
for
been a-
you. I'm so proud.
ladies and gentlemen, it's been a slow week this week for news. Once again, we're in the E3. What's the word I'm looking for here?
Cancer.
Cloud of. Yeah, I guess you want to call it whatever you want to call it. It's getting it's just nobody has news. A couple weeks. There's some big news stories, but not much. But I guess we'll hop into the news pretty good. I guess we can hop there first and talk about that, and then we'll talk about a couple little small subjects that we want to talk about, and then we'll go into some games we were playing. And first, I really want to start with this, which I didn't go through this with you guys in the pre-show, but have any of you guys seen Toy Story 4 yet?
No.
nope.
Anybody? Have you heard this thing about how people are already getting on the racist train?
The
Have you
what?
heard? Oh, you haven't? Oh.
Toy Story
already
4
is.
is racist, apparently? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. I seen it yesterday on Facebook, and I was
Oh,
going
we
to
have
share
like
it.
Nazi toys or something?
No, I was going to share it, but I remember when I did this with Black Panther, and it went horrible, and I had to cuss people out and actually drop facts on them, and they stopped, which I don't know why I cared, but they deleted me. But this one, there was two African American critics that stated that it was racist because there was no African American leads in the movie, basically. Which I don't believe Toy Story's ever had. I believe Toy Story's always had the same people. You know, Tom Hanks has been there, which I don't even think Tom Hanks did it this year. I think it was his brother. I think Woody was his brother, if I remember right. Because usually in the anything with Toy Story that has Woody, and if usually you hear Woody's voice, it's usually not Tom Hanks. Like on Kingdom Hearts, all Kingdom Hearts is his brother. What's his brother's name? Not Tom. It's whatever his brother's name. Whatever his brother is, that's his brother. It's usually his brother. You can't tell them apart. Like it sounds. I don't know if y'all play Kingdom Hearts 3, but in Kingdom Hearts it sounds directly like Tom Hanks. Like I thought it was Tom Hanks.
I don't know. He's been on all the press tours and everything for the movie, so
Oh,
I
well,
just
he-
figured he would just do the movie.
He may have done the movie because it's way bigger than any kind of like video game or show. I mean, he might have done the movie, but I know he doesn't do like the smaller things like games and
Yeah.
shows and stuff like that. He probably did do the movie then. I wonder if they probably got Tim Allen out of debt with that because you don't hear nothing about Tim Allen anymore. After
Hey, he was on that Last Man Standing show for a hot minute.
he was, Kirsten watched that, and I watched an episode or two, and it was actually not too bad of a. It was funny.
It was super
pretty good.
hilarious.
I want to watch that new show on Netflix with Gabriel Iglesias coming out where he's teaching.
I have watched it. It's
I want to watch it.
super good.
God, I want to watch it because I love Gabriel Iglesias. Is probably one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah. It's very sitcom-y, and it's almost the filming style seems like kind of that teen Disney.
I
feel to it.
would like that thing because I'm
But it-
partially a teen in the head.
but I really enjoyed it. Sam just was walking back and forth like, why are you still watching this? Blah, 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 blah. It's good, girl. Just leave me alone.
Man, a bunch of the shows Kirsten watches, like for some reason, like I am a man of wonderful shows, and I can watch. Kirsten's been watching this freaking show called Heart of Dixie, and it's like a romantic comedy slash thing about how they're in the like in the country type area in Alabama.
Yeah.
A bunch of yee incest people up there. So no, it's quite hilarious. I've been man, every time I walk by, she's watching a new show. This joker watches so much Netflix that ain't funny.
Yeah. Adam, you watching anything right now?
I am trying to get through One Piece. One Piece is Courtney's favorite show, so she was
That's
watching it
harsh.
last night. It's like the 800s, and I'm still like the 120 range. So
Yeah, have
God
fun with
bless you,
so
sir.
yeah.
have fun with that one, buddy. That's not
But
Mike's
I
area.
will say that my desk and stuff's like right here, obviously, and TV's right there.
Yeah,
So as I'm playing, she's watching something, so I'll just sit here and look up every once in a while. So I do catch a lot of stuff that she watches. She's been watching All American, and it's just been, I don't know, confusing when you miss an episode or three.
yeah.
One Piece is just not an anime for me. And One Piece is definitely one of those ones you either like it or you don't, and
I don't.
I definitely don't,
I don't.
care
I don't.
for it.
I used to not say it's not. It wasn't an anime because it's too Americanized. Is what I usually say, but just like Naruto. But I mean, it's just not for me. Like I guess I say that because it's not for me. Like I tried. I gave One Piece the 20 episode try of watch
Yeah.
20 episodes, see if I could get into it. And by the fifth one, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this. And then I made it through 15 and 15 more, and it was just wasn't my type of thing. I tried Naruto. I tried. Bleach. I tried. Bleach is probably an anime of an anime. If it's a damn anime, and I tried,
Yeah.
and I couldn't do it. It was just something, you know. But you take it back and you talk about like Cowboy Bebop. Like Cowboy Bebop is one of my favorite animes of all time, and I can watch it all day. But then Bleach came out about that same time, and trying to watch Bleach or I can't do it. I try, man. Like all the big ones, I can't do.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I get. I don't want to say I get scared, but I look at how many episodes there are. I'm like, oh shit, man, that's a lot of catching
Very
up.
daunting.
You know?
I'd say One Piece is a little more Americanized than
Yeah.
Naruto, and Naruto took me a long time. Like I watched probably 100 episodes. I don't even know how I did it. I just kind of play in the background, but it was enough for me to get the general premise. And
Mhm.
later it gets really good. It's just like the beginning is very like super childish. I'm here for fucking 6-year-old kids, 8-year-old kids. And normally that doesn't bother me too much, but it's very pandering to that. So yeah, that's where I'm just kind of go on. I'm like,
Yeah, see, I really see. Like I like it. Like we're gonna talk about One Punch in a minute, but One Punch was an anime I loved because it was like you're immediately into it. Like
Yeah.
immediately, Tokyo Ghoul, you're
Oh.
immediately into it, because they do things in the first episode or second episode.
Yeah.
Actually, the first episode, My Hero, another one of those. Like I loved it. And
There's a bunch of shows that I'm waiting to come back. Like My Hero, Fairy Tale is out now, but I'm letting it build up some.
That's
Is it-
another one.
Yeah.
That's another one I tried. Fairy Tale I tried. I gave every bone in my body. I gave it a 20 episode try, and it was like, oh, Mike, I can't do it. And I might try it again.
There's
And
so many good ones like that though, like
There is.
out there. So many great animes. I just look at them like, ooh, I really want to get into this. Huh.
There's
I really
a few
wanna get into
animes
this,
that I've
but no.
just jumped, like the first 50, 100, whatever. Whenever someone's like, oh, he gets really good at this point, I'll just
Yeah.
read, oh, the synopsis, oh, he does this and this and this. Start out that episode, and it's good, and then I can watch it.
When I was
at that point.
when I was going to rewatch Dragon Ball Z, I rewatched Dragon Ball, and out of all of them, Dragon Ball is by far like probably I don't say what you want. Dragon Ball is my favorite, like just because of how much comedy's in there, how dumb Goku is as a kid, like because how out there he is.
How dumb he is as a kid? Are you fucking kidding me? How dumb he is as a goddamn adult?
True,
Okay.
but I mean, I think he's more dumb when it comes to him being a kid because he was so sheltered because when the very first episode got you in when Bulma's like, I'll let you get a little peek, and he's like I don't want to see your big fat fatty or your nasty ass or whatever he says. That shit was funny, so I really enjoyed that. So gentlemen, how are we today?
Tired.
It's a fresh 8 o'clock in the morning.
It's fucking early. I'm
It
sorry.
is, but to be honest, I like doing this in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't. I think it's cool to get it out of the way so that we have, if we have plans, we can get them out and get them knocked out. Um,
I agree.
Courtney's gonna enjoy the breakfast in bed.
oh, did you give her some breakfast babies in
No,
bed? Is that what it is? Is that what it was?
She'll get some. And
Oh.
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 Mm.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna try to get some too. Bye.
Oh. Well, I mean,
just because I'm trying doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm going
Well.
to. I'm going to as well.
Good luck.
Well, yeah, me too. Just
Yeah.
right here, right here while on show. Y'all just don't know it.
There's a lot of things going under here.
Oh, right about here. So, gentlemen, we'll start out with some news.
News.
The news. Adam, by the way, thank you for coming back. I know we've probably already talked about this, but thank you. We appreciate it. We would like you on for more.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you're not going to get paid though.
Nah, it's okay.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
I mean, we don't get paid. Technically, we're in debt. We're in debt over this show.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean, if there's any technicality of this, we're in debt. If it's not for our minds, it's for it's not much. It's probably by like $13 or something. But that's a lot nowadays in this world.
Hold up, 40. Okay, $40. Yeah.
How are you $40 in debt? Oh, you pay for the software.
Yeah.
Well, no,
No. I was talking about the webcam.
Oh, yeah. That's about what mine is. Mine's a webcam, and then what else did I get? Oh, the logo. The logo.
The logo.
The
That
logo.
was so cool.
Oh, by the way, we have not done that, and I really want to do that. If anybody is watching this and would really like to get your logos done or any kind of graphics work done, make sure to message me on Facebook or Instagram or anything, and I'll get you over to a friend of mine named Stephanie Wilson. She took care of us very well, and she's very cheaply priced, and she's an up and coming artist, and I think you would very much appreciate her work. We did.
I was happy about her work.
I know
as
we
well.
did.
Yeah.
Even what's sad is that our logo is very simplistic, and it's exactly what I wanted when we sat and talked about it, and we tried to make a logo one night, and it looked good for us, and then she looked at it and was like, "Yeah, this is very rough," and I was like, "Yes, it is."
It
So
looks like a what?
it looked rough.
It looked like
It looked like ass.
an abortion.
Oh, it was-
I brought it back.
you did. You brought it back. It that one really did look like an abortion. It was horrible.
It really did. We thought it was super cool at the time,
Uh,
but it was not good.
Adam, just to let you know, before we
Pirate
just-
chests and
before-
shit.
we literally decided on ADHD Gamer in our first episode. Like when we were sitting there it was right before we went on the show and we were talking about it. And it was like, dude, let's just name the show ADHD Gamer because it was called Gaming Booty
Gaming booty.
beforehand. It was Gaming
It
Booty
was.
beforehand.
Oh my god.
It was either going to be Booty Gaming or Gaming Booty beforehand. And we decided on ADHD Gamer at the last second. I was like, oh, this sounds so much better.
I wish I could pull up a picture of it because.
Oh, I think I still have it. I'm pretty sure I have it. And if I do have it, I will post it right here for you right now. I think I do, if I remember right.
Oh,
so,
it was ridiculous.
Oh,
Like,
God, dude, it was so
Did it have like a pirate flag in the background
Oh,
and
it-
two
no,
like
it-
treasure
no, it had-
chests? Or-
It was like it was a pirate map in the background with
Oh,
two treasure
yeah.
chests. And then there was some One Piece skulls. Speaking of One Piece, the One Piece skulls were in there. It was, oh God, it was so, we probably would have got copyrighted.
Oh, it would have been awful.
Oh,
You used this clip art and this clip art and this clip art.
yeah, I think
This
it was
is all
actually-
Microsoft owned.
I don't know. I'll post it. Show you. It was horrible, and Stephanie saved us. So, I'll make sure to get her full name for you, and I'll make sure to tell you guys on the next show because I want to shout her out more because she's gonna. If we ever need any work done, she's already told us she's a partner of the ADHD Gamer, and she's gonna help us out a lot. So we'll get with you guys on that. Let's get in some news, guys. So did y'all hear at E3? I know you, Jonathan, you're not too fond of him, but Adam, you know who he is, and I know who he is. This gentleman by the name of Dr. Disrespect. He was banned. Well, I don't want to say banned. He had his E3 badge taken away, and he was banned from Twitch, which he's a pro streamer, and because he had his video crew come in and stream live from a bathroom at E3, and which we all know is a no-no, and for some reason I'm not sure why he did it, which I have my own thoughts, and I'll make sure to put those up there. But he was banned for 2 weeks and then reinstated. Now, let me tell you guys something.
He
In the
was
video,
reinstated in what? Both
no, no.
Twitch
Well,
and.
I'm sure he can go to E3 next year
Oh,
because
okay.
he makes too much money. But but then he was reinstated with Twitch after 2 weeks, and there was a child happened to be in the bathroom at the time, which it doesn't even matter that there was a child, but it does because in the state of California, I mean, technically, you filming a kid peeing is
Mm.
probably in any state is probably child pornography. I
Well,
would
he was in a stall, right?
no, he was in
No.
like dead bathroom,
Oh
like
shit.
just like well, he was in a stall afterwards, but I mean, it was he walked in the bathroom filming. Um,
Mm.
like
Yeah.
the thing that annoyed me about this is it's like if any one of us started streaming, us three, and we did that, we'd be jail time
Yep.
or banned for life.
Well,
But
that's what I mean, like I've seen so much Twitch shit where people get permabanned for all
I
sorts
mean,
of dumb shit.
the dude that beat his girlfriend on camera, I forgot his name. There was a dude that he beat his girlfriend on freaking camera. He was a big streamer. He had like
Mhm.
2 or 3 million followers, and he left his camera on accident and beat his girlfriend on camera. He got banned for 2 weeks. They brought him back, and then it died again, and then his stream died. You know, it's crazy how Twitch does these things, and my aspect of it is now. I feel like he did this on, and this is stupid for us to talk about, but I wanted to bring it up because I wanted to drop an opinion on it. Is that he did it? He did it knowingly that they were going to ban him. He makes too much money, so he makes too much money for Twitch. So if he gets dropped out and they bring him back, then now he's a certified bad boy at Twitch. Because they even said the first day he came back, which his stream went up, whatever day it was, he's already getting subscribers. He was still getting subscribers. So that just states that he's the bad boy at Twitch now. So he can make all this money for them, and you know it's everything's gonna be fine for him, you know, and it just doesn't. I don't like it, and I don't. You know, I feel like there should have been either a year or 2 year or some jail time involved,
Yeah.
just for the simple fact of there was a child in the. I mean, not even you broke privacy. I
Right.
mean, Mark Zuckerberg had to go under a thing for privacy. You know, all these companies are having to go under different things for privacy, Google and all that. So, you know, you broke a main privacy. Like Google and them didn't go in the bathroom with you. Technically, you did. So, you know, that's kind of a thing. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was in the bathroom with my kid, I probably would have beat his ass in the bathroom. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, absolutely.
on camera or not, he would have got his ass beat, like straight up. So, I mean, even if I was in the bathroom just with you two, and y'all were peeing at a stall and I was too, it's simple, bro. What the fuck are you doing in here? What the
Yeah.
fuck were you thinking? You know,
Mhm.
why was this a good idea to you? You know, even
Well,
you know,
that's a just a general statement, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm just gonna leave it because this is gonna open up a topic that we don't want to get into. But um, that's just like a general look at our entire society just doing
very
that
true.
bullshit where, oh yeah, we have these hard rules, but this guy makes me money.
Yeah,
Hmm,
Cash is
yeah.
king.
whatever.
As long as you have the cash,
As
you are
long
king.
as long as you're
Yep.
bringing in cash, that's it. And see that's the thing. And Twitch don't want to drop him because if they drop him, he'll go to Mixer. And if he goes to
Yeah.
Mixer, he'll take off at Mixer, and he'll Mixer's not big, so he'll bring Mixer up to being massively big because now he's over there. And you know, Twitch don't want to do that, and of course, Twitch is owned by Amazon. Um, so I just wanted to get a little bit into that, and I think it's perfectly stupid. I won't be watch. I don't really watch a lot of streams anyway, but when I do normally go to the bigger streamers, and yeah, he won't be getting any of
See,
my non-money that I don't give any of them anyway because I don't feel like they should earn money for it.
I'm the opposite. Whenever I go to watch Twitch, I intentionally go for the lower stream channels, the lower views. You know, you never know who you're going to find down there. And plus, you know, you just go to somebody who's got like 4 or 5 that are actually engaged with you. And, you know, it's kind of nice to be more one-on-one with somebody than be one of the herd.
Right, I agree. Um, gentlemen, talk amongst yourself real quick. I gotta go look at something real quick. Talk amongst yourself about 2 minutes.
Talk.
Here, talk amongst yourself about in 2 minutes about a random subject. I'll be right back.
A random subject. Do you want me to go ahead and get into Cadence Hyrule review? I don't know.
Go right ahead.
Go to that. Okay,
Yeah.
so
What is Hyrule?
what is it? Do you really not know? No. Okay, let me tell you.
It's the Zelda dungeon, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
rhythm-based thing.
Yeah. So I kind of equate it to like a Guitar Hero for Zelda players. Um, if you didn't know, Crypt of the Necrodancer, I think is what it's called, made by Brace Yourself Games. They created this. I don't even know if it falls into canon at all with Zelda at all, but it is definitely a fun game. It's kind of short. It takes a while to kind of get into. Um, so with any rhythm-based game, I don't know. Have you played anything like that, like Guitar Hero or
Guitar
whatever
Hero,
back in the day? Yeah.
Yeah, all those, guitar, drums, whatever.
Yeah. So it's just like it's exactly like that. You take some time to get into it. And so you're playing, I fucking died a shit ton. Like a shit ton in the beginning. Like there's the first tile because it brings back like the tile system from like the original Zelda games.
Mm.
And you're just kind of like boop 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 hopping along. You have to move with the beat. And your attacks and everything. You have to push a button right when the beat hits. And so if you don't do it right, you don't time it with your enemies, you're fucking dead. And so I think I got like 30 deaths right there in the first tile, just because I didn't understand how the system worked. Or I go and I'm like, all right, I got it. Move forward. Oh shit, I missed the beat. And then they fucking stab me. You know what I mean? But it's a fun game. I really kind of enjoyed that because once I got into the rhythm, I never missed a beat ever again. You just kind of got to figure out. It's got that Zelda thing where, like the mini bosses, everybody's got like a certain technique that you have to do to like whatever, kill them. There was multiple nods to like previous Legend of Zelda games. We're talking the original, the Ocarina of Time. It even had like the little seashells. If you ever play Link's Awakening, the little seashells are on the beach. Those are all there.
I don't think I ever played that one.
No, it was for Game Boy. It was really good.
Yeah.
But
I played like the main console series. So like Ocarina, Mask, Wind Waker.
Yeah.
I didn't play Skyward Sword, and I've yet to actually play the full game of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I haven't played. I started playing Skyward Sword, but Skyward Sword just got me all fucked up, with the motion controls. And I know that's a big demand that people are making for a remake of that without that bullshit.
Sorry, gentlemen. I wanted to check on my wife and make sure she was doing okay. I told y'all we were in the hospital yesterday, so I wanted to check on her and make sure she was doing okay.
No worries. We've just been doing a review of the Necrodancer game or the Cadence of Hyrule. So
yeah, I remember you telling me you went ahead and bought it. I was gonna wait for it to drop price. I felt like it was a little bit high for.
I would say the replayability on it and everything makes it that. So you can definitely spend $25 on it and be happy with the purchase.
I figured it had some good replayability. I played the original Crypt of the Necrodancer. Yeah. I got it when it was on sale for like $3 or $4, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I just realized I have no rhythm, so it's one of those things where I'm white. I have no rhythm, so I have to get in. You got to learn and get into the fact of, and you can play it without rhythm, but I feel like it's like because they have that turn off feature. But I feel like it's then what's the point of you playing a rhythm game without any rhythm? So
that option actually came up to me, and in the beginning when I died 100 fucking times or whatever, and I was like, yeah, that's not the point. That's not the game. I can't turn this off.
The developers made this on purpose for that reason, and it's. You'll learn. You learn. You. What's the word I'm looking for here? You adapt. You can bane it. You adapt to it.
And the music's very bouncy. Like it definitely plays. It's very enjoyable, and you definitely want to go and move with it. So it kind of helps with the beat.
I love the opening. I watched a quick look of it on the Giant Bombcast, and I love the opening theme.
Yeah.
That the opening theme. That's the Ocarina of Time theme, ain't it?
It's kind of similar,
but of course they remixed it. I know they remixed it, but oh my god, man, I love that theme. And that's the only reason I wanted it. I was gonna download because they have the actual soundtrack. And I was gonna listen to it because they got it on Apple Music. I think I'm gonna listen to it. But what's your have you beat it yet?
Yeah. It's actually like I was just telling him, it's kind of short, but at the same time, it takes a while. Like
There's only
especially when you get in the rhythm.
there's only
But
like
once
four.
you get there, it's like you just fucking destroying it.
There's only like 4 or 5 dungeons, right?
Yeah, there's 4 dungeons plus the main boss,
Yeah.
and but the good thing about that is the dungeons rearrange themselves. Like, say you're going through, there usually has 2 sides. You have to go through one set of staircase or the other, and you have to beat both sides and their mini bosses, and then beat the main boss.
Okay.
Well, every time you die in one of those, you restart that back at the beginning, and that whole side of the dungeon rearranges. So it's a completely different map. Usually, it's the same kind of enemies,
Mm-hmm.
but it's completely different. The store that's in there is different. All this stuff, and it works off this diamond system. If you're familiar with that from the
Yeah.
previous games,
Okay.
but there's a lot of nods. There's lots of like old weapons. The hook shots in there, the boomerang, bottle systems, all that stuff. Um,
So
that's
so basically,
that's pretty much it.
basically a lot of old 2D Zelda stuff that was normally there. Well,
Yeah,
that's good. That's good because I mean, at least they see. I like the fact that they took this indie developer that made something so good, like Crypt of the Necrodancer, and I was telling you about it. The game, dude, that game. I know you don't know. I mean, if I would tell you, if you want to get it on sale. But
yeah.
I mean, it's the original is even great, man. The music's great. It's a great game. It's I would love to see Nintendo do this more because Nintendo is not known for giving their IPs to people,
Yeah.
but they've been more lenient over it recently with them giving Rabbids or them bringing Rabbids in with Mario, and I really want to see them and Ubisoft do more work. And Yves Guillemot was on an interview with Ryan McCaffrey not too long ago and said there's a very good possibility that that's going to happen. So that's awesome. I like seeing that.
Nice.
I like seeing the fact of Crypt of the Necrodancer come in with the Crypt of the Necrodancer devs come in and let them have probably the second biggest Nintendo IP ever,
Yeah.
and let them just do whatever they want. I love that factor. If there's anybody you could do, I mean, I don't know how many indie games y'all play. I play a lot of indie games. I like indie developers. Um, who is there any IPs from Nintendo you guys would like to see them give out to people and maybe mix with another Crypt the Necrodancer mix with Zelda?
Oh, geez, that's a good
I don't
question.
know if y'all played any really indie games or anything, but my
Hmm.
I mean my favorite Nintendo franchise ain't even any of the big ones. Like I like don't get me wrong, I love Mario, I love Zelda. But and I've told y'all how I was with Zelda. I never really played Zelda until not too long ago. But Kirby was always my biggest
Yeah.
Nintendo franchise I loved. I grew up with Kirby and I love Kirby.
There
Um,
could be a good game with Kirby, I think.
by the way, everyone go look Kirby's feet up on Google. You're welcome.
They're
You're welcome.
just big blocks, right? They're
Yeah,
like
but
football,
yeah,
half
but
football
I
shapes.
think I looked it up. I was listening to a podcast and they said they looked up Kirby's feet, his human feet or something. It was just like pink toes, and it was super disgusting.
Wow.
If y'all are doing it right now, it's wonderful. You should do it. Adam, I think you're doing it.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, you're doing it. Okay,
Oh,
good, good,
why?
good. You're welcome. You're welcome. This is what I do best.
Putting this down.
Okay, you should put that down now. Jonathan, are you doing it as well?
I'm working on it. Hold on. Because now I have to, because Adam just made it sound so enticing.
While you're there, make sure you look up Blue Waffle.
No! No,
What's that?
don't look it up. It's fucking gross.
I
Man,
know.
look, a blue
What the
waffle.
fuck is that?
It's just a waffle that's blue. That's all it is.
No, I'm talking about these weird ass feet.
Well, it's Kirby's feet.
Like it makes me
Yeah.
feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like
You'll-
human sized feet.
You'll never look at Kirby the same.
Motherfucker is just like taking off my shoes. What the hell?
Some
Mhm.
big ass feet.
Maybe I can get it good enough.
Yeah,
That's some fucked up shit.
That's quite hilarious. I love that. Oh, gentlemen. Oh, that's hilarious. Let's move on.
Well, Adam, what do you think? What would IP would you like to see?
So my favorite Nintendo IP would be Pokemon.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pokemon as
I'm
well.
just trying to think of a good one to mix that with.
Well, see, that's the hard part is if you're not an indie player, you don't really know a lot of indie developers.
Right.
Like mine would be, I would love to see, and it's an old indie game, but I would love to see Kirby and Bastion mix. Bastion was one of my favorite original indie IPs, and I'm not sure if y'all played Bastion. Bastion was out 360 days, I think, is when it was
Mhm.
out. It's on Game Pass, and
It
I've been
sounds familiar, but
Bastion's amazing, man. I played the shit out of Bastion. It has so much. The thing I love about indie games, they have so much replayability, depending on what they are. I mean, it's already hard to make a video game. We all know this, but I mean, being an indie developer, you put all the money into yourself. You don't really publishers don't give you any money because you probably publish yourself,
Mhm.
and so they Bastion was just one of those things I love, and I would love to see Bastion and Kirby come together because they had this thing where you got separate weapons, and oh my god, it was just so fun. So I mean, that would be mine. I mean, if you don't play a lot of indie games, it's hard to. That's where it's hard. In the Nintendo franchise is easy. The other one's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking now at some of the franchises. I'm like, ooh, Star Fox could be a good one.
You go.
You know, Pokemon, even the Super Smash or something like that.
I mean, even
Could all
F
be
Zero,
different.
even F Zero
Yeah.
would be a good series because I mean, F Zero hasn't been back in how long? I don't even think it was on Wii U. Um, so
If
yeah,
if you could resurrect one series from SNES system, what would you resurrect? Like SNES and Nintendo.
Chrono Trigger,
Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Chrono
Okay.
Trigger. Chrono Trigger would be the main. I played so much Chrono Trigger when I was a kid, and I wish I still had it because it's worth like $900. I wish I still had it right now because
Yeah.
it was one of my favorite games as a kid. And the bad part about it was, of course, I never knew what the fuck I was doing because I didn't really understand the tactics of an RPG when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I mean, I loved playing it. It was just there was something about Chrono Trigger I loved, and I really wish I could. I really wish I still had it. So I gotta. I'll have my EverDrive soon. So with my EverDrive, I will be able to play it on my original console.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Adam,
Adam, what about you?
Adam,
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
That would
awesome.
be good.
And they're
That would
remaking.
be
They're supposed to be remaking that, but without Mike
Yeah.
Tyson.
Yeah. yeah.
Mike Tyson actually leaked that not too long ago. He tweeted on he brought a tweet out that said something about they're supposed to be
They
making a
didn't
new Punch
include
Out,
me in the game.
and they did not include him in the game. I got a feeling it's going to have something to do with Floyd Mayweather. I have
Yeah.
a feeling
Okay, that
because
makes sense.
I mean Floyd's
They have to go a big boxer.
when you think about boxing, I mean Floyd is who you think about. I mean nobody. I mean I know a lot of people watch boxing. I don't personally. I know a lot of people that watch more UFC than boxing now. But I think if you go with anybody in that aspect, it's Floyd. I mean Floyd.
Yeah.
That's hard to pass up. And Floyd's not going to turn it down because money. He's going to get money coming in. You know that bitch is all about money, but he can't read. So
Question real quick. Have you guys ever been to Player One in Orlando?
Yeah.
yes, multiple times.
They have the Mike Tyson Punch Out
Yep.
cabinet machine.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's
Love
amazing. I could sit there and play it all day.
Yeah.
I can
That's
tell
neat.
you, I was this close to buying a Golden Tee golf machine about 2 weeks ago.
That's
I have
gross.
always wanted what Golden Tee is
I hate
amazing,
Golden
son.
Tee. I hate
Golden Tee was I could sit and play Golden Tee all day, and
Yeah. I got some people to introduce you to because that's all they do. They go
I-
to freaking Patties and play Golden Tee all day long.
all day I could do it all day. And I would love to have one in the house just so I don't have to go to bars and play because that's the only place you can play it now is you gotta go to a bar and play it, you know. So anyway, let's hop into a one that I think we're all three pretty excited for. One Punch, a hero nobody knows, came out of nowhere. It's of course not a lot of people care about these anime games. I kind of do because especially if I love the series, and it doesn't. To me, some of it can be canon. A lot of it doesn't have to be canon. If you want to make a new game, I'm okay with that. It's kind of the effect of how I am. Sword Art Online's like that with Hollow Song and all our what is it? Hollow Song, yeah, Hollow Realization. Whatever fucking all three of them are. Anime games have so weird fucking names.
Sword Art Online.
All
Yeah,
there's four. No, that's the new one. That's the new one. There's a bunch of like Lost
I thought it
Song,
was just Lost Song.
Symphony of Harmony or
No,
something
no,
like
you
that,
got-
or-
Oh,
Hollow-
crap. Oh, it was only two.
Hollow Fragment, Lost Song, Hollow Realization, and then now Fatal Bullet. There's four. The first one came out a long time ago. I bought it on the PS3 for like $5. So this is just going to be a one punch man fighting game basically. And it's
Yay.
but yeah, you can say yay, but I mean it's exactly what it needs to be. Like that's all One Punch needs to be. But the bad part about it is the shitty part about this when I seen it was like, for one thing, there's no North American information on it because I looked it up. There's nothing that says it's releasing over here. Number two is the fact of the matter that if they're going to whatever they're going to do, they're going to have to mock down Saitama, and Saitama shouldn't be knocked down because he should just be able to one punch everybody, which makes him a cheat code. So
I
but
think that's what it looks like. If you watch some of the trailer and the gameplay, like Saitama's just getting punched and punched and punched and punched and punched, and nothing's happened to him. He's just walking.
right,
So, like, what's the point?
I this is one series where I was like, why did you make a game for this? Like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, I love it, but I'm like, why make a One Punch game? Because Saitama's too overpowered in the show. So if he's too OP in the show, he's gonna be too OP. He should be too OP in a game. And if you're letting all these other characters beat his ass, then it's not One Punch, because he just takes punches and fucking just walks through them, and it's like nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't
I
know.
think they're probably going to have a special game mechanic for that.
I would think
That
so.
makes it okay.
I would
Um,
think so. I mean, like I said, we don't have a North American yet, which I mean, I figured it's probably only going to be over in the Japanese region, like normal. That Tokyo Ghoul game they have
Yeah.
coming out, that's going to be
didn't it
that's
already come out?
no,
Hmm.
I don't think so. No, Kill la Kill's game came out.
Oh,
And
I
that
thought the
looked
Tokyo Ghoul
that
game came out a while ago.
no, Kill la Kills actually looked okay. I'm not massively big on a bunch of anime games because I got to give them a chance and see. But I mean, I let there's a chick from IGN named Miranda Sanchez. She has a weekly anime show that I listen to, and I let her talk about them, and she's like, yeah, I play it. I'm like, okay, cool, that's cool.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll deal with that. If you'll play it, I'll play it. So there's some
That
of them get into.
that's the only problem I have with these anime games is always the same fucking game.
Yeah.
It's always this battle fighting game. It's never like an action RPG or anything. It's the
Well,
same
that's why
mechanics back and forth.
that's why when they released Dragon Ball Z Kakarot at E3, that's why when they talked about it, it was supposed to be it was so different because it's
Yeah.
supposed to be a Dragon Ball Z RPG, which of you just being Goku and you that's your character. And
Right.
I mean, it's about time they did something like that, but it's like it's might be too late. But I mean, it's gonna sell. But I'm like, and it didn't look massively promising.
Right.
I mean, there was a lot of people that were saying stuff
I'm
about
still gonna pick it up and play it.
I'm sure you will. I mean, I'll probably still end up playing it too. I'll
You,
probably wait for it to hit a sale.
you know what I'd like to see is an anime game kind of with not exactly the same, but the same fighting style as like the Yakuza series.
Yeah,
That would be a very interesting because the way the fighting style in Yakuza is very, familiar. It's very easy to get into, and you're very satisfied with it, especially with
yeah.
the specials and shit. So, just saying.
So we'll see. We'll keep you updated on that, and we'll see what we're talking about with some North American dates. If we get them, we may not get them. There's a very good chance that it probably will come out in Japan for 6 months, and then we'll get it in over here. That's just the shitty part about us with anime games and us getting that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Next thing we're gonna go into is Harry Potter Wizards Unite.
Woo.
Me and Jonathan talked about this last week, and it's a game we've been getting into. My wife's been playing. Um, I guess we can start with Adam. Adam, have you been doing this? Why don't you go ahead and
I-
talk real quick? I'll
I've
be
been
right back.
doing as much as I can from my chair. I live off the highway, so there's really not much I can do.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, dude.
I start school on Friday,
Mhm.
so I'll be able to go around a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, when I got a little, what's the word? When Pokemon Go first came out, it wasn't what
Mhm.
like it was great and big when it first started.
Yeah.
But now that it had progressed a little bit, it kind of died down, and game mechanics weren't there. So
I think that was the fail of it. Exactly. When it came out, it didn't have everything. It just had catch Pokemon.
yeah,
And now they've brought out Wizards Unite, and it's very like there's tons of stuff to do. So
like I'm getting lost in all the menus and
Yeah.
everything going on. I'm like, it kind of break it down for me real quick. So,
but once you get used to that stuff, it's a lot easier.
I feel like the Harry Potter game is good, but it's only for like a very niche market. Like Pokemon, like everyone loved Pokemon. Like back
Yeah.
when Pokemon Go first came out, I remember, I used to live downtown and just, walk into the park and walk on the lake, like just the mass of people out there just catching Pokemon and hanging out. And, for that like week to 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
Niantic, had world peace by releasing Pokemon Go.
World peace. Well, there was a big nostalgia of it because it was such a big hype. And I feel like they started out with hype in Wizards Unite. Everybody got excited about it. And then we kind of moved on. And it kind of got released silently, in my opinion. Like, nobody really noticed. It wasn't. I got a text from somebody who says, Wizards Unite's out. Download it. Oh, well, I had already pre-ordered it, but cool. Like, I wouldn't have noticed. Nobody said anything. Nothing popped up on Facebook. There was no ads for it or anything.
Well, for me, I was watching YouTube because when Courtney goes to work in the morning, I kind of just lay in bed and watch YouTube videos until time to let the dogs back in, and I just kept seeing like an ad pop up, and I got like kind of tired of seeing it, so I'm like, oh, what's this freaking ad? And I'll sit there and watch it. And that's all it was for Wizards Unite, and it was released. I'm like, oh, well, let me go ahead and download it then.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh. But yeah, like there was like no information. Like same thing with Pokemon Go when it first came out. Like I remember my cousin was down and we were cooking dinner, and then all of a sudden I was like, hey, Pokemon Go's released. So I'm like, oh, neat.
Neat. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'll never forget. I was working that night, and if you don't know my history or whatever, I used to be a cop, and just driving around. People were stopped in front of churches. They were walking around graveyards. They were doing all sorts of crazy shit. And I look at them, I'm like, hey, listen, I get it. I'm playing the same right now too. But you guys need to fucking stop. Like, this is done. It's not right for you to walk around a graveyard at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning just so you can get the Pokestops. But I'm going to be here to watch and do the same thing.
Yes.
Sorry, gentlemen. Once, and I'm probably gonna have to. That probably won't be the last time I have to step away. Just checking on my wife every now and again. So the one thing I wanted to say about this, I'm not sure you guys may have discussed it already. I noticed, Adam, you were saying as much as you can do from your house. I noticed that I live out in BFE out here in Davenport, and there's never anything out here, and we're getting stuff. We're getting a lot more things around our house. I noticed that the difference between this and Pokemon Go, with Pokemon Go, you were getting things, but I get like one every hour.
Yeah.
And I get like one Pokemon out here every hour, unless I had like a lure on or anything, and maybe I might get two. Yeah. So with this, we get a lot of foundables out here. Like it's really random. I think now they catered it more to bringing stuff to the player instead of you having to go.
Yeah. I noticed that when Pokemon Go just had a big update, trying to get new players back into it with the easy research. Because my cousin was telling me about it, so I hopped on Pokemon Go for a little bit last night and noticed that there was like 5 or 6 Pokemon like around me. And Mike, you know where I live. Like I'm not really centralized anywhere. But yeah, the church down the street is a gym, but it's not on the map. And I was getting like constantly like Pokemon down here, and I'm like, oh, it's okay. And then same thing with Wizards. Like I have just enough to kind of keep me entertained.
What cracks me up about about them doing this is, especially with the gyms and the Pokemon stop and the Pokestops and then the fortresses and the greenhouses and all that in Wizards, is a lot of these things. And I heard Jonathan bring it up when I got back on the mic and he was talking about graveyards, and they bring up so many of these areas that are like, why make these a thing? Because you're going to make people walk to them, and which is good. People need to walk. But then at the same time, now you're going to have people parking. Like me and my brother used to go park around at places and play these gyms. I'm like, this is technically we're loitering right now. Technically we're loitering, and that's a crime. So, I mean,
it's not a big crime.
No.
Usually it's going to be like, hey, move on,
I mean, it's not like jaywalking.
No.
There's no such thing as jaywalking in Florida, by the way. Go ahead, pig. Tell me there is. Go ahead. Okay.
I'm not going to say anything. There's
I'm sorry.
Such thing as jaywalk. There is
sorry.
such thing as jaywalking.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Anyway.
I wasn't going to contradict you, bro. I was just going to, whatever. You're fucking right.
But anyway, sorry. So you guys are still playing Wizards Unite. You're enjoying it still.
Yeah.
I am as well. I'm not playing as much. but I have been enjoying, like, I partake when on my lunch breaks at work and stuff, and it's nice to just to get a little bit of time in. Like I said, I'm in a hospital, so I have a fortress, a greenhouse, and a an inn all around me. So the greenhouse thing is new. They didn't have anything like that in Pokemon Go because the inns are basically Pokestops. Um, the greenhouse they didn't have anything like that. So this is, and then have you guys opened a port key yet?
Oh
Have you?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like the fact
Multiple
you have
times.
not opened.
Not yet.
Do you know what a port key is, Adam? It's
Yeah,
basically an egg.
I went and like unlocked or stuck my key in there, and it was like, oh, walk however kilometers, and I'm like,
Stuck your key
mm-mm.
in it, huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
you stuck your key in it. Attaboy. But yeah, the port keys are basically like eggs. I mean, you got to walk them off and all that good stuff. The only thing I don't like is like I walk mine off at the hospital when I'm walking, because I walk like 30,000 steps a night. So the only thing I don't like is the app has to stay open. It's
Yeah.
not like Pokemon Go where I can close the app and it still collects my steps.
That didn't
Um,
work for me in Pokemon Go. Is that how it's
shit.
supposed to work?
Yeah.
There's a new mechanic in Pokemon Go. So you
Oh.
can enter
It's
sync or
it's
whatever.
been yeah it's been there for about a year now, and it's been lovely,
Mm.
dude. I can't tell you how many eggs I used to open. I wish they would, which is Niantic, so most likely they're going to do that.
Yeah.
But I really
In
want to
6
see
months.
them. I really, yeah, 6 or 8 months or a year when all the players are left,
Yep.
are bored of it. So
Mhm.
we'll still be playing that, and hopefully everybody else is. They're actually coming. I just seen this, and I meant to write this down, and I didn't. If and one of y'all can look this up for me, there's actually going to be a big Harry Potter event in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's the week. It's either the week of PAX West or PAX, or it's either the week of PAX, or I don't know why I said PAX West in Indianapolis, but it's either no, it's not the week of PAX. I believe I heard somebody saying something about PAX. I think they were saying why not do it the week of PAX because it made more sense because you have more people there.
August 31st through
there
September
you go.
1st, Labor Day weekend.
There you go. So Labor Day weekend, they're gonna have a massive Harry Potter event where you can go do. I think it's the first Wizards Unite event they're gonna have.
Yeah.
So basically, just gonna be like a raid.
I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be just like a massive raid, and I'm sure they'll probably be announcing some big mechanic because I'm sure Niantic will be there, and they'll probably be like, "It's live now," and hit the button.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is good. I'm glad that they're doing an event so early because we didn't
Pokemon-
get that with Pokemon Go. Like, how
No.
long did it take to get an event? Like,
We get-
forever.
we get them a lot now. So
Yeah.
all right.
I don't know.
The next big thing, gentlemen, I want to move on to is Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo come together. The three biggest heads in gaming came together and signed. I don't know if it's a petition. I don't know if you want to call it a petition. I don't think it's a petition. They signed some. I don't want to say it's a letter. We'll go with a letter. They signed a
They
letter.
signed a piece of paper.
They signed a piece of tree, stating that
Piece of tree.
they signed a piece of
Stupid.
tree and talking about these tax tariffs that the Trump administration has put on China bringing in imported goods. I think there's Jonathan, you might know more about politics than I do because I'm not up on politics. There's they discussed a while back about putting a 10% on stuff, right? They were discussed about putting a 10% import, 10%
Yeah.
tax on import,
There
and
was
then,
something for it. I don't remember the exact.
and now they're talking about putting a 25% import
Yeah.
tariff on all gaming stuff. So that means headsets, controllers, games, which most of your games are made here anyway. But games, consoles is the main thing. So they're going to end up turning a $300 console, $400 console into a $600-700 console because of
That's so. Listen,
percentages.
that's great of Microsoft to come together because I mean Microsoft's not really getting hurt a lot by this. It's really their competitor, Sony,
they are.
Nintendo.
No, they are. No.
Well, I mean to export over there.
No, to import over here. 90
Right.
They even said that. Like Microsoft came out and this was something I was surprised as well because they haven't announced this. But I think they said 90% of Xboxes were imported from China. They're not made here. They're made in China.
Oh, okay. So I get that. Yeah, there we go.
Like 90% of your Xbox Ones, 10% of them are made here, but like 90% of them are made over there. So it's cheaper. And I mean, you got which don't get me wrong, we don't endorse this, but you got so many sweatshops over there that it's so easy to get stuff done over there because people will make money for nothing, and they can build that stuff, and it's so much easier. It was. I'm not sure about now, but the thing I loved about the story was just watching these three big competing companies that have always been competitors come together. Which Microsoft and Nintendo have been coming together for a while, and Sony and Microsoft just came together to do to work on Azure, their streaming tech together. But
Even Apple signed that letter.
Apple signed it as well.
Really?
Well, I would think they would. I mean, all their iPhones are made over there.
Right.
All Apple Watches, everything's made over there. I mean, almost anything you get nowadays is made. That's why when somebody complains about something being made in China, and mostly it's the older generation. You always hear the older generation talk about, oh, it's made in China, I'm not using it. Okay, cool. Well, you're gonna go buy something else, and that's probably gonna be made in China. The socks you're wearing were probably made in China.
Well,
You
fun
know,
fact, a lot of Samsung stuff is made in Korea, not
Yeah.
China.
I mean that's a normal thing. I would say that, but which one's south or north? That's
I'm
that's
assuming south because
that's like
they're
Crips and
allowing exports from north.
that's like Crips and Bloods, man. It's like
Have
Crips
you
and Bloods.
have you ever seen the show or the movie Outsourced?
No.
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 So, just skipping along the plot point is basically this guy. He's part of a communication center that sells shit for a catalog, and that gets moved over to overseas. So he gets sent over there to put in charge of this like call center, whatever. But there's this great scene where this woman's talking to him and saying, "Oh, sir, blah 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 blah. Yes, this American Eagle statue thing is beautiful, and you will love it. Well, is it made in America? No, it is not. But if you don't want to pay $20 for this Eagle statue, why have an American version? All expenses paid. No big deal. It's very good, just like that, except made in America. Well, how much? $288.
Yep.
There you
Well,
go.
I'll go with the China one. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, that's-
I mean, it's one of it's that thing to where like no matter where, I mean, the reason most of your junk is the price it is because of where it's made. Like if you make it over here, we as Americans, don't get me wrong, it's still shitty to live here sometimes, especially when it comes to healthcare and school. But I mean, we're spoiled with wages to somewhat. I mean, I don't want to say we're massively spoiled to me because you got other places like the Netherlands and Denmark that make $25 an hour minimum wage, but their cost of living maybe higher than ours. I mean, but you get looking and you know we're spoiled because of how much we make compared to like China. They make what, 3 cent a day, maybe 4 cent a day, 25 cent a day, maybe. I mean, they don't make a lot. I mean, look how many people they got in China, So I mean,
people on top of people.
exactly. And the whole reason I love this story was because you got these three major competitors, and Apple including, and I'm sure there's going to be more that would sign this if they could, because AMD is a big one for over there, and so is Nvidia. I would think that I just like the fact of them coming together and being like, hey, you know what, guys, we fight all the time with this. We need to tackle this. This is something we need to tackle. And I like the fact of them coming together more, which is never going to change your console wars and your fanboys of talking shit. I those people get on my goddamn nerves because they're what's wrong with gaming. They're what's wrong with the gaming industry and gaming community. I understand having a favorite console, but you got to look at other things. But that's a whole nother story. But I mean, with this, it's them coming together and saying, hey, we need to tackle this. We need to fight this. And we need to fight against it. And if they want to do this, that's great. I mean, even in the letter, it says you're not only hurting us as a business, you're not hurting China. You're not hurting China at all. It's not really going to hurt China that much. What you're hurting is you're hurting your consumers here in the U.S., which is the 100% thing I took away from that was it's hurting people like us. Because now instead of paying $400 for this Xbox, whatever the next Xbox Scarlet, now I'm going to end up paying $600 for it because of the tariff.
Maybe even 1,000 just because of all the different things. You don't think about even stuff that's made in America, like they're getting little bits of it shipped over and imported from other countries like China. Think about how many. Think about how much hardware individually just comes from a different country.
I mean, think about your controllers. Okay, I bought my brother a controller for his birthday. It was it was still cheap. It was $49.88, which is still cheaper than what they normally are. They're normally 65, or 50, 60, whatever they are. So think about that. You take a $60 controller, put a 25% on it. That's still going to be. You're still going to go up there. You're probably going to go to an $80 controller at that point.
Yep.
And
just about.
$80, $90 controller, and that's ridiculous, man. And if that happens, I truly believe you will see the gaming industry, as in us as consumers, drop. You will see that drop significantly
Well,
because of how much that is.
consoles especially.
Yeah,
PC may live forever
yeah,
just
because
because of that will put the final nail in the coffin, I
But I
think.
mean, the bad part about it is if they're going to do that to console stuff, I feel like they would do it to PC hardware as well because it's in the gaming stuff, and I mean, most of your stuff is made from MSI, Nvidia, EVEC, and other companies, and all the, even that stuff is going to be harder to get.
Yeah.
It's just going to make it hard for us as consumers. So we'll keep an eye on that and touch on that. You guys got anything more to say on that?
Um, PC just being more affordable. I just done that last bit. PC being a little bit more affordable in the long run, in my opinion, would probably just give them an advantage over the console, in my opinion.
I mean, I'll always say this, okay? And I don't get me wrong, I'm a true fanboy. I've been an Xbox fanboy my whole life.
Yep.
I will say this: if you want a console that's never going to go out, well, I don't want to say never, but I will say if you want a console that's always going to be with you, and you can just upgrade it and be done in a matter of 15 minutes, buy a PC.
Yep.
Build you a PC. And it doesn't even have to be a high grade PC.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I still run a GTX 1060, and I still run 16 gigs of RAM, and I still run an i5 6500, and most of my stuff still runs perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, I got to cut down on graphics some. I got to go from ultra to high, but it's not a massive difference. Like, I think the lowest thing I had to go was I had to go to medium in Metro Exodus to finish Metro Exodus.
Yeah.
And that was because I could see the frame rate dropping. So, and it was still good. I still enjoyed my time with it, even though I still don't think it's game of the year. So Ryan Reeves used to owe me $50, buddy. But yeah, I made a bet with somebody. They said that it was going to be game of the year. So I made a bet. Go ahead.
When also for anybody's information who's listening, if you want to build your own PC, one of the great resources, and hashtag not sponsored, is PC Part Picker.
We are not paid.
No, we're not. PC Part Picker is a great resource. It literally is step by step. You pick the parts you want. It tells you if it's compatible or not, and you just can build this PC of how you want it to be. You just do a little bit of research. They send you the parts. You build it, and I think you can actually pay for somebody to build it for you if you don't want to. But tutorials online, all that garbage. So PCPartPicker.com, I think, is a good source.
Building a PC ain't hard, people. Like my buddy Lewis did it, and he's not that well. I can't say he's not that great with technology. He worked for Spectrum, but I mean he built his and just asking a couple questions. It's not hard. It's not a hard thing to do.
YouTube videos.
YouTube is the best thing in the world. Like you don't have to pay somebody anymore. If you take an hour to 2 hours tops on YouTube and get it done, it's not hard. I've built multiple. I mean, it's very simple process. And what back to Jonathan's thing with that PC part picker, that will help you out a lot because trying to find stuff that's compatible is, I mean, I don't want to say it's hard, but it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. And you want to make sure that your chipsets are good. You want to make sure that it runs the 1151 socket or 1150 socket or whatever you're looking for your MOBOs or your motherboard, like you say.
And wear that static band, like I know people say, but it doesn't matter. But if it may give more life to your PC by you building it and having the damn anti-static band,
I had it.
It's like $2, $5, something like that. It works great.
Well, you can short out you can short out a drive. You can short out anything. That when I built mine, I had mine on, and yeah. I mean, I was like, man, this is stupid to have on, but I was like, well, you need it because if you don't, you can short something out.
And God forbid it like falls off like in 4 years from now, or even 2 when it's supposed to last 10.
Yeah.
So.
And you never know what kind of damage you do.
I have a buddy who wears both. He wears one on each wrist.
But you never know.
You never know what you're doing. I know the science isn't behind what I'm doing, but it makes me feel better.
There you go. That's all that matters. So did you guys see anything about these Switch mini cases, or did you not hear anything about it until I said something? Okay.
Something I looked it up, but
So Chinese retailer haunts, and this. By the way, that last story comes from Steve Watts at GameSpot. I wanted to make sure that I add these people in there where they don't yell at me, or even though we're very small, we still could get yelled at on accident without realizing it. So these Switch mini cases were found on Chinese retailer haunts, and this comes from Tom Marks at IGN. Um, if you guys haven't looked at them, you should. The Switch Mini's been in talks for a long time. It's been one of the things they've talked about because of it's supposed to be, I don't want to say indestructible, but it's supposed to be really hard to break because of kids. No Joy-Cons detaching. Still dockable. Excuse me, still dockable. Those type of things. So the case is it's very tiny. It's looking like about this size is what they're looking like. Almost PSP size. Maybe a little bit bigger is what it looked like to me. This you can't tell a lot from the picture, but it does look very PSP-ish. Like it's almost, if you look at it, it's almost PSP-ish. Like when you look at it, like it's like, oh, well, Sony did this a while back. By the way, the PSP was way ahead of its generation. It really was. If it
I
would have,
love the
I miss the
PSP.
mine sit right behind me, and I'd still play it every night. I modded the living shit out of mine, and it's been lovely. There were some games you could only get on PSP.
Yeah.
So you had to, but
What
but
was
yeah, so
that game? The zombie game? Was it Left 4 Dead?
Left 4 Dead.
Was that it? Where you
It-
just like had a massive horde of zombies that you were taking out all the time?
I don't think it was on PSP. I don't think Left 4
No.
Dead was on PSP.
There was something similar to it with zombies, and I played the shit out of that on PSP.
Mine was always like the anime games, because
Yeah.
the anime games would always drop on PSP or PS Vita.
Yeah.
So Switch Mini.
The way I was
I
looking
think
at
we-
it, it
I
kind of
think-
looked like it was going to be the.
Jesus,
something
John,
like
what is
What
what
the
are
fuck
you
is going
doing?
on?
Adam? What are
that
you
may have been
doing?
me.
Adam,
Apologize.
I did not give you permission to take my likeness at all.
Ready to design this release here. But it was looking to be the size of my phone, like the screen for the mini. That's kind of
Yeah.
how I was looking at it.
It's about what
So,
it is.
And
It's
I
about
just compared it to my
it's
Switch. It's going to be a good size.
it looked about a 6.5 inch, 6.5 inch screen. I mean, to be honest, do I need this? No, I have one. Is it going to be overpowered? It's not going to be more power. I personally don't think it's going to be more power than a Switch we have now. I do.
No
there
way.
there is a Switch that's in the works right now. They announced a couple weeks ago that there is one in production. So, if this is it, which makes sense because it is coming holiday season, Pokemon Sword and Shield is coming out. If you want to play Pokemon Sword and Shield, there's no 3DS anymore. There's no 2DS anymore. You're not getting a release there. Your best way to play Pokemon has always been mobile. I think this will drop holiday, and I think it'll drop with Pokemon Sword and Shield bundle, or Pokemon Sword or Shield bundle, and it's something that I would get my daughter, especially because she's been into Pokemon, and her first Pokemon game is going to be Let's Go eventually. So I think this would be something for her. Now, this is perfect for kids, in my opinion, because Joy-Cons are too easy for them to mess up because you know how easy they are to break. I think this is perfect because nothing can come off, nothing's gonna mess up. It's there, and I think this is good for kids. And my kids, I mean, my oldest is 8, so she's gonna. I think this is something I'm gonna get her, and I definitely see it dropping holiday 2019.
I have a problem with, and I hope you're listening, Nintendo, that they're
not.
they're making new they're making new like things just smaller, and we're getting closer to handheld. Stop with the fucking handheld. Like, as far as console goes, yes, but stop with the handheld 3DS. Go ahead, and I know we've been rumoring about this, but make me a fucking Nintendo phone so I can just play with it when I want to. I mean, that makes more sense.
That's the whole fact of the Switch. The Switch is supposed to be your mobile platform. The only thing I've always hated about my Switch is, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again, which don't get me wrong, it'll kick that price up more, but they need to offer a 5G model. And the reason I say that is because it's just like tablets. Tablets release 5G models with phone companies, and they also release regular models where you can just play on your Wi-Fi. If that's what you want, cool, that's what you do. But 5G is perfect because when I'm out there, if let's say I play an online game, the only reason I bought my Switch was to play Warframe with you guys for some reason, and I'm out there in the field, and I want to play, and Warframe's there, but I can't play with you guys because or the Wi-Fi is super crappy, like at a hotel or something. So it would make. I really, really, really wish they would just do a 5G model. And I mean, if anybody knows Nintendo, I mean, Nintendo doesn't do the things that make sense. Nintendo always does stuff, and then they release a little thing later. Like obviously, the Switch dock doesn't have a Ethernet port on it, so they released that little USB piece that plugs into it, the little USB adapter where it's got an Ethernet port now. They think of things afterwards that just don't make any sense to me. So this Switch Mini, I think it's a good idea for kids, especially since they've dropped the 3DS and 2DS. I do agree they should make a fucking Nintendo phone, and it will happen one day. It's just not going to happen. They would make a shitload of money off of it. They would probably get reviewed horribly, but they would make a.
Who cares?
I would switch from Apple to Nintendo.
They would probably
absolutely, and I would do it day one if I could.
Yeah,
probably just because I don't even care if they came out with 3 good games.
Do you want to know the only reason I have an iPhone? The only reason I have this iPhone is so I can have my Apple Music. It's literally, if I could switch tomorrow, which I can technically, my phone's paid off. I really want to go get my Pixel 3. Like I really wanted it, and
you just want to play Stadia.
I mean, I want to try it, but I mean, Pixels have always been really good phones. That Google OS is hard to beat. I mean, so I really wanted to try that, but I mean, whatever. But I agree. I think that I agree with you, Jonathan, and I disagree because I want to keep them handheld because I still like the handheld models. I mean, just look at them bringing The Witcher, man. Bringing The Witcher over. That's something you would never play on a small, underpowered console like the Switch. And you bring it out, it's running 540p. Yeah, it's going to look shittier. And they've already released screenshots of it. They said it's running at a fresh 30 frames a second, which I'm still a non-believer because Breath of the Wild fucking didn't run at 30 frames every now and again, especially when you were in the fucking Lost Forest. So, I mean, your frame rate dropped badly. So, I'm gonna have to see it. In the bad part that may be like I don't usually buy games at launch anymore. And that's one that I may get and be like, oh, because I've never played The Witcher 3. So, but I've always wanted to, and that may be one I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll get this and try it and see what it does. By the way, if nobody knows right now, throw your wallets at your computer because of Steam summer sales online. Just to let everybody know.
I'm not buying anything this year, period. Period. No, don't give me that look. I'm broke, that's why. I can't pay for shit.
You got 9 credit cards over there. I'm sure one of them bitches work.
9 credit cards, my ass. All right, I got a few, but still, they might work. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it this year. It's got to be something fucking good.
Adam,
I'm already marginalizing it.
Adam, just to give you a thing of why I say Jonathan has 9 credit cards. And this bitch will break out every time we go to a fucking convention. Every time I'm walking with Jonathan. Hey man. That's a sweet picture. Yeah, I bought that. Did you? Yeah, that's mine. He's making right there. Like, there was this guy. What's the guy's name that made your glass thing? What's his name?
Oh God! Now that you put me on the spot, it's like Damien something.
It's Damien something. His fucking artwork is amazing, like dude.
Is his initial.
He takes glass panes and he paints on glass. And he made Jonathan. He's made him 2 of them.
3. Yeah.
3 of them. He's made 3 of them. And
he puts the ink on there, and he uses like a razor blade to scratch it away, so it kind of gets gritty shit. It looks fucking amazing.
It's hard to look at, and we'll give you the name of it so you can look it up, dude. But oh my god, his artwork's amazing, and even his smaller stuff is amazing. And Jonathan's got some of his bigger work, and of course,
I had to get custom pieces.
Damn, Jonathan, that shit looks expensive. It was. Like I know what you're doing, buddy.
It was. That's exactly what my reaction was too.
There's a picture we have of Jonathan with the fucking, or me or Jonathan with his fucking Stormtrooper helmet that he had just bought. Yeah. That was Jonathan. He had the Stormtrooper helmet on. He had just bought.
His first order. It like literally they had just come out with it.
He tried to talk people down on something from big companies. Hey man, look, I know you work for Microsoft, but let me get that Xbox One for like $100.
Dude, I did that so much.
That's the type of shit
it works sometimes. It works sometimes.
Sometimes it does. We got Armada for cheap.
I did.
Got it for cheaper than what it was. It was like $90. You got it for down.
That,
I mean, let's move on, man. So anyway, that's on the Switch. If you guys don't have anything more to say about Switch, we'll move on. But I mean, to be honest, I think it's a wonderful idea to have it smaller and to have the Joy Cons non removable, especially with the 3DS being gone. Because the last game they released on 3DS was Persona Q2, I believe, was came out a couple weeks ago. Um, it's not like I said, it's not for me, but it may be for smaller children, maybe something good for them to have.
Nintendo's always kind of pandered to the younger generation.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kind of get them into gaming. So
when,
having,
when,
like I said,
when
the
I was younger,
non-removables-
my first console, NES. I mean, it's one of my. I mean, I'm like a bunch of people. My first console was an NES, and of course, Nintendo is good for kids. I mean, Mario is an awesome game for kids to learn. I mean, I always say if you can get somebody into gaming, the best game for them to play if they've never played a game before is Pac-Man. And I mean, I've said this on the show before that it's a scientific fact that monkeys can play Pac-Man. So, I mean, if they can play Pac-Man, then anybody can get into it. So, I mean,
if a monkey can do it, you can
you
too.
can do it. Next thing they released the install, so we're going to touch on this one really fast. This comes from Jeremy Winslow at GameSpot. Cyberpunk 2077 install size will be 80 gigs on PS4.
Yeah.
It's a lot lower than what I thought it was going to be. Now they're still unknown on PC and unknown on Xbox. I can tell you that Gears of War 4 was 100 gigs on my Xbox, and I believe Red Dead 2 was either 96 or 130. I know that's a big shot, but I don't know which one it was. I believe it was 96 gigs. And I'm seeing this on PC being 140 to 100 and 130 to 140 gigs because in 4K textures, you're always going to have more 4K playability on your PC than you are your bigger consoles right now.
Is
Until the next
Cyberpunk going to be
generation.
on the Game Pass?
No.
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 Oh, I guess it's not a first-party title. That's
No,
why.
no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Now, I believe so, and I'm really hoping, but the Outer Worlds will be,
Yeah.
because Obsidian's dropping that. Since they were bought, that was in the deal. Um,
Cool.
so we touched on that real fast. Adam, you got anything to say about that?
No, I was looking it up. Red Dead 2, 105, Call of Duty,
There you go.
101,
There you go. That makes Call of Duty. Which one?
Black Ops 3.
Really? Was Black Ops 3 that big?
Yeah, that's a big fucking file size.
I didn't think it was that big. Wow.
That's probably why I have no room on my Xbox.
I mean, I got a 4 terabyte. I got a 4 terabyte freaking drive, but damn, I didn't notice that.
I have been needing to upgrade because there's been a lot of times
Man,
something will come out
if-
and I have to like delete a bunch of old games.
If
and I'm
there's
like,
any time for you to get a external hard drive, it's right now. External hard drives are so cheap right now. You can get a 3 terabyte for 60, 70 bucks. Honey, you need help? You can get them for 60, 70 bucks easy. It's a simple thing. So let's move on here. Jonathan wanted to talk about something last week, and we're going to get into it real quick. Demos in games. Where have they gone? I have an idea about this. I'll let y'all talk it out, and let Jonathan give his opinion. Adam, you give yours. I'll give mine because there's an idea that I have that I really think people should take, and I think you guys will like it too. Go ahead.
One thing about demos and games, like I just remember, like especially in the Xbox 360 days, I was always excited, like waiting for it. Just I'm gonna download this demo. Like fuck it, yeah, this is gonna be great. And you test it, and you have this good time, and that's what made me buy the game, or at least play it a dozen times until I got my satisfaction out of it. But that's kind of disappeared, in my opinion. Do you agree, Adam? Like, have you seen
to
as many?
a certain extent, like I wouldn't. I mean, they've changed the name. They're not demos anymore. They're betas. You're not
Yeah.
playing the demo. You're playing the beta.
Beta's
No,
still
I feel like that's a different thing.
beta's still technically a release to me. Betas have been out for too long.
Yeah.
I mean, betas have been out as long as demos have. So
And betas go away. That's
and
the other thing.
betas go away. Demos will stay on. And the thing, what he's saying is, and let me go ahead and pitch you my idea.
Mhm.
Do it like this, and I think Stadia is your best place to do it, or XCloud or whatever. Drop a 1 hour demo of every game. Drop me into a random area, wherever you want. I don't care. Drop me into wherever you want for 1 hour of the game, and have a timer on it, just like the Resident Evil 2.
I was just about
demo.
to bring that up.
The Resident Evil 2
a
demo
great
had
example.
a 30-minute timer, and when you paused, the timer stopped.
Mhm.
Put it on a 30-minute timer. When that timer's done, that's it. That's all you get. There's no re-downloading. There's no nothing. And then when I'm done playing, I can decide, you know what? I like that. I want to see where that went. Or, no, I did not like that. That was shitty. It's not what I thought it was going to be. Let me drop that.
Yeah.
Or, you put a game rental system in, which is what I've always wanted them to do, a digital rental system,
Yeah.
and bring it to where it's like, okay, which PlayStation's done this, just not with new games. So,
Mhm.
I mean, you can go today and go to a Redbox and go get a game, which is sometimes what I do, and especially if I don't feel like buying it.
Yeah.
And thing is, what you can do is, hey, you can rent this for 24 hours for $5,
Mhm.
or you can rent this for a week for $10 or $15.
Or even
Because
doing like at the end of the game, doing a hey, click here. You want to buy it after you play it. Like say you do it from the beginning for an hour or half an hour. At the end, click here and buy, and you can just keep playing the game.
yep,
That
I
would
mean,
be
you
a great
see,
thing.
and see the 1 hour demo is something I love because it's like it's
Oh
simple.
yeah.
Let me play for 1 hour. If I don't like it, cool, I can throw it away. If I like it, I have a chance of buying it.
I will
Yeah.
agree with you because that's what they did with the Long Dark.
Yeah.
That was the 1 hour game
Hmm.
preview, and I played that and I loved
There
it.
you go. That's what they're
And
called game
game
previews.
previews, and I loved
That's what
it.
I was thinking about.
And like you said, it was to that point to where I wanted to play it and buy it, and
Hmm.
I did because I had enough time invested in the game. I was like, you know what, that was kind of cool.
Yep. It's
So
it's
And
it's it's a cool thing.
PlayStation's actually been pretty good about doing these previews and these demos. Like they're on there, but at the same time, I think Xbox has them too in some instances,
They
but they're
they
not
do, but they're
they're
not
not
like
advertising and not
see
major.
back
they're
in
not
the day.
advertising, and there's not a lot on there because there's other
Exactly.
times I will go and I'm like, I'm bored with all the games I have now out of the 300 games I have downloaded. So I'm like, here, let me go see what anything good in the demos, something coming up, and there's nothing ever good.
There
Yeah.
is see they don't release like it used to be. There used to be a demo of almost every game
Yeah.
that came out, and you would try it and you'd see if you liked it, and it wasn't much. It was just a little area or something. But
We've discussed this before. Like they used to send discs and magazines of the demos, and those were fucking great.
one of my first lovely times of my life, my cousin Perry, R.I.P. got this used to get the Pizza Hut discs, man,
Mm.
with
Oh
Tony Hawk
yeah, fuck yeah.
with Tony Hawk and Ape Escape on it, and we had so much fun. Adam, you might be a little bit young for that, buddy, but that's back in me and your brother days when we was older, but the well younger should I say, but that was we used to get discs from Pizza Hut, and they had Tony Hawk. One of them that we got because I know there was multiple had Tony Hawk and which was really now that I look back on it, it's really weird that you give them to Pizza Hut. But it was Tony Hawk and Ape Escape, and it was a
Yeah.
blast just to sit there and play Tony Hawk,
I had that
and
disc,
I
and it
don't
was
think
like
I
the first
ever
basement level or whatever, the
I don't
hangar.
think I ever owned Tony Hawk. I think we
You
only
did.
played that
Oh
demo.
man,
No. No, well,
that's what
not
made
that
me
one.
get it.
Well, not Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I don't think I own Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 and 3, but I
Yeah.
don't think I ever owned one because I just had that demo, you know? Um,
And really, that I think that at that point, that's all you need. I had the first one; it was okay, but the second one was really the big one.
yeah.
They had the famous like school leap of faith. If you were ever
Yeah.
into skateboarding back in the day, lots of good areas, and it was lots of fun. The cheat codes are what made that game, though,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Kind of
Yeah,
like Grand
definitely.
Theft Auto.
I agree. I agree. I mean, that game was so fun, man. I had a blast with it. So, whoever's here, you can buy my idea. I will sell it to you. Um,
Even though we just put it out there for free, technically,
Technically, it's not for free.
it's
Technically,
not
you still
free.
no. Technically, you still have to pay me because now I have a video and audio proof that I'm the one that came up with this idea. I'm sure
Ah,
many of people that came up with this idea. Just there,
Nintendo, pay me for your cell phone idea as well.
yeah.
Thanks.
There you go. See, perfect. You can make money. I make money. It's perfect. And then you know what? We can be out of debt for this podcast.
Yes, Jerry, please watch this YouTube video. It's an hour and a half long, but I think you'll enjoy it.
We made this 2 years ago
Right.
at this time, whatever time it is. Uh, so next thing I want to get into is game series that you never got into that you wish you did. Um, think hard on this because this is something that's big. Mine is Metroid. Metroid is always a big series that I've always wished I got into. Metroid and Tomb Raider actually are my two. Tomb Raider and I played original Tomb Raiders. I haven't played any Tomb Raiders in the last 10 years, and I've really never played any Metroids. I think I played a little bit of Metroid Prime, and I'm waiting for the Metroid Prime um, HD collection to come out, HD remaster for the Switch. So Metroid is just one I always wanted to get into, and it's and also Tomb Raider. Those are two that I really wish I would have.
Why do you? What makes you want to get with Tomb Raider?
Tomb Raider and Metroid they have
It's
wonderful.
titties, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that too. But I mean, they're wonderful. Tomb Raider has a wonderful storyline.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big story guy, and storylines, and like I've heard Shadow was amazing. I've heard Rise was amazing, and just I really wanted to get. I love stories, so I've always wanted to get in, and the gameplay in Tomb Raider looked amazing. And I would like puzzle stuff, and I know there's a lot of puzzle stuff in Tomb Raider, and Metroid. Like I said, just two games two series I really wish I could have got into, and when I play it now, I'm like, fuck. But yeah,
It's like, oh, this is gross.
yeah.
I don't know. What about you, Adam?
Final Fantasy. I mean, back in the day, I played 7, but I've only played 7.
Hurt my feeling.
And if I played 7, I played like 1 later on, like PlayStation 1 days. And, I tried to get into 15. It was just not my kind of game.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was just because there was so much hype because it was the first game in a while.
Well, I think it was because it was the first one with a battle system like Kingdom Hearts.
No,
it wasn't like that because 13 had it. So 13 was the first one. That's the one I was thinking about. 15 just took so long.
Was 15 the first open world? Or
kind of. Yeah, I think
13 was linear. Still.
Yeah, 13 was still linear.
And then 14 was that online.
Yeah.
They're all kind of open world, aren't they? Like even 10 was kind of, well, I guess not completely open.
7 was kind of open world because you could get out there. Well, all of them are kind of, when you think about it.
Yeah, but they're also
certain places
as well.
Yeah, you can't go to there's not a lot of places you can go to.
No.
I mean, you can get out there and get into a battle, but that's about it.
So it's a forced open world.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I guess. Jonathan, anything for you, buddy?
I really can't think of like a Metroid. I always kind of wished I was into it as well, but I really can't think of anything specific that I want to get into. I wish as a genre I could get into fighting games more. I wish I could be good at them other than button mashing. Yeah. But I can't really think of a series at the moment.
I mean, I hate to tell you, but a lot of pros even say a lot of it's just button mashing.
Yeah, and isn't that sad though?
I know.
The combos aren't like, I remember getting on Dragon Ball Z Fighters or whatever, and all I'm doing is, just button mashing and, you fucking noob, use a real combo, blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, why are you getting so pissed off? I'm just playing a fucking game. Are you getting mad because I'm kicking your ass because I'm button mashing? Fuck off, I
button mash.
Those are the same things, yeah. I mean, that's the only way to do it, in my opinion.
I mean, Injustice 2, I love Injustice 2, and I button mashed the shit out of it. Mortal Kombat, I button mashed the shit out of it. So, I mean, fighting, I do agree. Fighting genre is one that I wish I was good in.
Yeah.
I do agree.
Yeah, I would say it's more I wish I was better at than into. I feel like if I was better at it, I would be into it more. That's kind of it.
One thing I wish would come out more often, which there's a couple, is I've talked about Cube before, but I wish more puzzle games like Portal would come out. They've released a couple. The Turing Test. You've had a couple like that. Was the Talisman something? I'm not sure what it was. But anyway, I wish they had more puzzle games like that because Portal was a blast. Portal 2 was a blast, and a game Cube I was telling you about a while is just like it. It's a puzzle game. And I believe The Witness. I believe The Witness is out, and it's a puzzle game as well. But I like
puzzle games when they're co-op. Like Portal 2 was so fun because you had a friend to play with.
Agreed.
I like the satisfaction
colorblind, and there's like always colorblind puzzles.
I like the satisfaction of feeling like I was not a dumbass that whole time. I was just a dumbass for 10 minutes. Because
we played that one puzzle game that was actually kind of fun.
And I just looked at that goddamn name of it, and now I don't know.
Because we were talking about it last time, and I got confused.
Give me a goddamn second. We are here. We are here. Is the name of that game. It was super puzzly, and it didn't take us. We were probably playing for like 2 hours in it, so we figured it out. But it was a co-op aspect, and it was really fun.
We died a lot.
We did die a lot. It's because you weren't listening. But
that's what it was. It's a circle. It's a fucking circle.
Yeah.
This thing. He's sending me text messages with pictures of what he's looking at. I'm like, that's a fucking triangle, asshole. I said a circle.
So he was locked in a jail cell. I was not.
Yeah.
I had to get him out of that jail cell. The only way to
Guns.
get him out of that jail cell was there was 4 different symbols in in a diamond, and he had to tell me what symbol was in each area so that I could put it in the same area. So whatever was in that bottom circle, I had to put in the bottom circle on this side so that I could match everything up so he could get out. Well, he's telling me a bunch of stuff, and I'm like,
But
okay,
you
is
don't
this
know that premise.
okay?
You
Is it
just have
this?
some shapes.
Yeah, so you guys got to guess. Like you don't like I'm like he's like, "What do you see on your side?" I see a bunch of shapes. Okay, what do you see on your side? A bunch of shapes. Okay, that's obviously got to be something. That's kind of the thing that it was. But
But did
it
the
was a
shapes
blast.
change on your side as I turned them on my side too?
I think so. Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so. So when you turned one, we had to turn it at the same time or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. Adam, the game is like $3. You need to go get it. I will show you.
Game's like
We will play.
$3. Just fucking do it.
But
So
it was
you
a
can
blast.
understand.
I think I got it on Fanatical. It was super cheap. It was like $1.99 or something. It was super fun.
Oh, if you didn't do it within a certain time limit, lava would rise out of the fucking floor and you die.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you can watch it because you're standing on a grating, and you
Oh
can watch
yeah,
the
and,
lava get up
and it's
higher.
corrugated. It's corrugated, so you can just see you can see the lava rising. I do remember that we died like 4 or 5 times doing it.
My favorite part at the end is you can technically leave your partner there without saving them. Like,
Yeah,
whatever. I won the game. Fuck that guy.
and you could take off. Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
so
I
that
really
was
enjoyed that game.
I did too actually, and I think they have a We Are Here too. Actually, I believe.
Yeah.
We'll need to look that one up. That might be a let's play. That way we can all play
Yeah.
that together. Might be a blast. So this last topic is very. It was hard. It's hard to understand. But once you it's a thing you don't notice that it's happening until you're doing it. So I called this topic game things that have to be there. Mechanics. It's mechanics basically. Like 2 of mine are if there's a mirror, I want to look into that mirror and be able to see my reflection. If I shoot a wall, I want to be able to see bullet holes. Um, Another thing is like for me, first person shooters, uh, when I hold the L trigger, it needs to aim down the sights. That's another one for me.
Speaking of, I was talking to a friend the other day, and he's never used aim down the sights. I'm like, what are you doing? And he sits there and tells. That's what I'm saying. He just point and click, and he kind of came from like he's more MMO, but
Oh, you're talking about PC. He's a PC gamer.
yeah, he's
Okay.
a PC gamer. He's more into MMOs, but we're playing Apex, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm always getting killed or whatever. I can never hit them. And we discussed, you're not aiming down the sights. Who doesn't do that? And you know, not to make fun of him or anything, but and he still doesn't do it. Like he just aims from the hip, and that's just super weird.
And it's super weird because there's, oh man,
I'm like, that's shooting fundamentals, but I looked it up, and apparently a lot of people do this.
That's weird. I don't know. I played first person shooters my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything y'all can think about that like has to be there? Like that thing with bullet holes. Like I feel like if I shoot a wall and bullet holes, I don't see bullet holes. That's like a problem for me.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but taking that, I always call it taking the developers taking that extra little step of making sure that things are as, I don't want to say realistic as possible. What I want to say something that would happen in the real world.
I feel like it's genre specific. Like in a survival horror game, I want very intense visuals. I want the realism of looking in a mirror. I want the realism of, you know, textures and this, that, and the other, and the rain. Whereas in shooters, I want to see bullet holes. I want to be able to fucking destroy anything that's in my fucking path. You know?
That's for me. If it's like a destructive game, like a shooter or something, I want to be able to like shoot a hole in a wall and see through the wall, or like mash a giant hole in the wall and be able to walk through it.
With me, I'm meaning like mine is like first person, like any kind of first person game, I want to look down and see my feet. Like that's a mechanic that I feel like for me would have to be there, because it's like I want to be able to look at my feet. And there's a bunch of games where you can't see your feet. You look down and it's Halo. Halo was like that originally.
Yeah.
You look down and I don't if I remember right, you don't see your feet.
No,
so
I don't think so. Not the original.
So it's those kind of things, and it's funny that we want those things, and it's stuff that you realize you want, and you want, but you didn't know you wanted, should I say?
Well, it's not necessarily a mechanic that has to be there, but one that's always bothered me is first-person driving. I've never been able to enjoy it because I'm either too close to the steering wheel, or I'm like, it's never the right distance for the
I
field of
always,
view,
I agree with that.
or my
Just like
head's like toward like tilted this way, or it's tilted the wrong way, and I
I
almost
think
have
it's
never.
with me, it's always a view thing. I can't
Yeah.
see enough around me. So with Red Dead, this is what happened when you're on the horse. You can go into first person on your horse, and it was very hard for me to get into a first person horse thing when I could see around me and see what's around me. Because if somebody's shooting me, I'm like, oh, well now I got to turn my head and look instead of I can just see what's around me and aim and shoot.
Right.
It's just like being in a car. Same thing with a car. You can see what's around you instead of being inside the car. Some people like that first person thing, and I like it when I'm playing around. But that's about it.
I think game developers would argue that because you've got the A pillars and the B pillars, it changes your field of view. But also, as a fixed person, you can lean and move around to see better. So I think you have to do some sort of mechanic to compensate that, make thinner posts or whatever.
Yeah.
It's too difficult in that first person view
Yeah, I
if
agree.
it's not a racing game.
Driving in first person is very hard.
Yeah.
Any other things you guys can think about?
I'm putting Adam on the spot. You got anything, Adam?
Oh god.
If you don't, it's okay, dude.
Do.
All right. Well, let's go into games we've been playing. Adam, we'll start with you since you're the FNG. What's some games you've been playing in the last week or two?
Last couple
or
weeks,
game whatever.
Has been Skyrim and Shadow of War.
I've been seeing you've been on Skyrim lately.
I don't know. It's just the special edition. I've never beat the main storyline of Skyrim. Skyrim's been always one of those games where I'd get really far into it and then just get distracted by side quests.
Oh yeah, that's Skyrim. that's Skyrim.
So
for
I've been trying to just power level through the main quest line just to see what happens. And the same thing, Shadow of War. Never beat it. I'm just trying to get through this main storyline.
Jonathan?
Understandable. Like I told you, I was playing Cadence of Hyrule. Really enjoyed that. Really, I kind of been playing some demos that have been sitting in my library for a long time. I played Yakuza 2 demo, and I played Devil May Cry 5. I played that a couple times through, and that's actually a little bit of fun. I would say the mechanics aren't as good as the original Devil May Cry, or at least what I remember, but it's still, the combo system's still fun. So
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Me, it's been I've been trying to get in. I started playing the original Witcher on PC, and it's been very rough because it's old and it's dated, and you can tell. And it's been rough, but I've been enjoying it and having a good time. I put about 6 hours in the other day. It's been fun. I've been getting into that, so I'll move on to Witcher 2 and Witcher 3 after this. But Witcher 3, by the way, Game of the Year edition is $14.99 on Steam sale right now. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. But I'm going to get it because I don't have it. I got Witcher 1 and 2. But the also I've been playing on my 2DS. I never played Link Between Worlds, so I've been getting into that. I've been playing a little bit, and I'm very close to the end. It's been a
really fun
blast.
game.
I love that game. I've been having so much fun with it, and I started a new anime type action adventure graphic novel type game last night called Corpse Party on 2DS.
I've heard of that,
and it was fun. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's an action adventure horror type game, and you're these kids on the last day of your school. They tore a school down where a principal or something killed a bunch of kids, and you go into another dimension where you're now in that school, and then you see all these bodies of these kids, and they're trying to help you escape. It's a really honest, fun thing that I did not think I'd have fun with. But there's a lot of humor in there, and there's some shit that should not be said in there that's said, and you're like, what the fuck? Like this chick asks, I swear to God, and I'm not playing, and you're gonna laugh at this and say, what the fuck, just like I did. But this one of the girls asked this girl, he's like, hey, do you have any of that ass cream that I can put so it'll help? Because my ass is, what I say, my butt cheeks are rubbing together.
Who has a casual conversation like that in real life?
I'm not done. After she says, yes, I do. Here, you can take this. She says, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom and lube my pooper up. I swear to God, this is a thing you can look up. I swear to God.
Lube my pooper? Who says shit like that?
I swear to God.
That's awesome.
But in other words, the game has been really fun. I've been enjoying it. All right, guys. I think that's going to be really the end of our show. We want to thank you guys for watching us and enjoying it. Adam, once again, sir, thank you for coming.
Yes,
Appreciate
Adam,
it.
thank you for coming, man.
Even though
Thanks for all the shit talking that was happened last episode.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
So welcome.
We will do. I'll tell you
There'll be
what.
more of that.
And we will do better next time for you. Meaning as in more shit talking. So you never have to guess about that one, buddy.
That's just
but
gonna happen.
that's always gonna happen. But thank you for coming. We will have you on more often, please. And thank you. And you're getting better on camera with talking. You're getting better. At first you were.
I drank a
Another
large
time.
cup of coffee, and I really have to
Well,
pee right now.
that-
So I'm
that-
very
that was-
talkative.
That was his problem last time. His problem last time was he had that problem with himself, is that he wasn't very talkative on camera.
Who cares? I'll ask him when I want some. Hey, Adam. Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
that's how I am, buddy.
Yeah.
So all right, guys. Well, thank you very much for watching us. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jonathan, Adam, ADHD gamers.
ADHD gamers.
Have a good
See you
day.
later.
See you.